Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar today. So happy to have you with us. We have some amazing topics to go over regarding your dream website. Some of you might have websites already that you don't really like. Others might have never had a website and have been doing other kinds of marketing for your rentals. But the good news is that regardless, it is not hard to get your dream website. And so that's why we've brought on with us David Baton from Doorloop and AJ Oberlinder, also from Doorloop. I'll give them a quick intro in just a second, but as you all are coming in, hello and welcome. We are recording this full webinar, so we will send it to you tomorrow via email. Keep an eye out for your email. It might go to junk or spam, so just make sure you're looking there. We're going to get that full recording to you, as well as AJ and David's contact information, and that will allow you to rewatch and also share with anyone who might find this relevant, even outside of the property management industry, right? Having a good website is a key tool for most any type of business really nowadays. So let me give you all a quick introduction here of David. He's spoken with us before. Back in August, you might have seen his AI tool webinar. That was a fantastic webinar. I'll be sure to link to that in the follow-up email as well if you all want to go back and rewatch that. It was excellent. We got a lot of great comments about it. And David is really an expert in this tech sort of field. And he's come with 2 decades of experience as a real estate investor as well. And he's the co-founder of Doorloop. It's a great property management software platform that's built for speed. And he's built numerous websites, not just doorloop.com. And all of those websites have generated millions of visitors per year. So definitely has a lot of experience with websites there. And AJ is the director of customer websites. So he actually works solely on websites at Doorloop for the customers there. And he's built now over 1,000 websites. Guys, that's crazy. We're thinking about like how hard it is just to build one, right? It's not. He's built 1,000 for landlords and for property management companies. And he helps companies tell their story and grow their business through their online presence. He's based in Miami. He lives with his wife and 2 daughters and can always be tempted into a chat about web, UX, or the perfect cafe brew. AJ and David have known each other for many, many years. I just found out they went to high school together, which is amazing. So great to see the teamwork there. We're really excited to learn more about how to build out the dream website. But before we get started today, we want to know a little bit more about where you all fall in website expertise. First question is, do you have a website today? So there's yes, no, or building it now. Anyone saying building it now, this is a great time to be on here. I'm sure you're going to get some great ideas. But either yes or no, even if you haven't ever had a website or you have, this is still going to be a lot of good information for you to come out with and help you get that great website going. So I'm going to give you all a few more seconds to lean in here and answer the question. It's pretty split, honestly, between yes and no. So it's like half and half so far from what I can tell, and a few of you that are still building it right now. So I'm going to end the poll here real quick and show you all the results. So David and AJ, you can see here, 43% have a website, 49% don't, and the rest are building it right now. Okay, awesome. Cool. Okay, and then we'll go to one more poll question. If you did have a website, you answered yes to that. Are you happy with it? Yes, no, or it could be better. I tend to always think everything can be better because it's always a work in progress, right? We can always improve what we have.
If you don't have a website, just X out of that poll. So
yes. Exactly.
I'm also Alexandra. Everything can always be better. I like to describe websites as a living document. Like it's never done. You're just always evolving just a little bit, depending on how your business evolves.
Yeah. And great question there, David, in the chat that you put. If you're not happy with your website, what aren't you happy with? So if you want to put in the chat, I see Byron here already put a comment, but go to your chat if you'd like, and you could put in there that comment about why you might not like your website. maybe just a word or two, even, it's slow, it doesn't look professional, maybe it doesn't have all the information you want on there, or you don't update it enough. If you all have been to AOA's website, we put a lot of work into it too, and we're always constantly updating it. So it is its own job sometimes to do that, but would love to hear in the chat any comments there on that. I'm going to end the poll real quick. Tori says, I need it to generate leads. Yeah, maybe it's not doing that for you right now. So just sharing the results here with you all. 8% of those that have a website are happy with it. Yeah. 38% said no, and 54% said it could be better. So sort of in between. Yeah, Sheila, it is not friendly and simple, she says there. All right, I'll stop sharing here and hand it over to the experts to really take this off and get started. They're going to share their screen, and then we're going to finish with Q&A. Be sure to put your questions in the Q&A box, not the chat. I know we're talking in chat right now, but questions in Q&A box is easier for us to track. So we'll prioritize questions in the Q&A box. We might pick some questions up in between and during the presentation, but we'll try to get to as many as we can at the end if we don't address them. And of course, you can always ask questions to AJ and David offline as well if you think of something later. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming on and talking to the group again. So excited to hear the full presentation and see what you have to share.
Awesome. Thanks. And I'll just start off while AJ shares the screen in a second. So this presentation is going to be how AJ is going to show you. He's built over 1,000 websites. So he's going to show you his master plan playbook for how you can build your own website for under $20 in under 24 hours. Actually, probably in under an hour.
Yeah.
And so the reason we're asking all these questions, though, at the end, after we show you how to build your website, for those that have websites already, you'll probably get some ideas from AJ right now of how you can improve it. Afterwards, we're going to talk a little bit about how to generate more leads for your website, and we'll talk about SEO. And maybe if we have time, we'll pull up one or two of your websites if you want to share it in the chat with us, and we can review it and give you some updates live. But the more information you give us in the chat about you, what you're looking for, the more we can tailor this to you. There's no slides, so we're going to completely customize it around what you're looking for. And without further ado, I'll let AJ take it from here.
Yeah, so I'm going to show how to do this on Dudo. Dudo is what we use for our backend partner for door loop websites. They have fast load speeds, which is great for SEO. But most of this stuff can be used whether you're using Duda, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, Webflow. Almost all of them do very similar actions, but we like to use Duda. So first thing, I started a trial account so that we weren't going into an account with a lot of stuff. I wanted to keep it kind of clean and uncluttered for you guys. So the first thing you're welcome with after you set up your account is let's start a new site. And you have two options essentially, which is start with a template or generate a site with AI. Personally, I've tested out the generate a site with AI. It's nice. I know everybody loves AI right now. I find that starting with a template, no matter where you are, whether it's, again, Wix, Webflow, WordPress, Squarespace, or Duda, I find that templates built by humans usually, or humans in the loop, I'm sure they're using AI to get a head start also. But the actual templates have a better responsiveness, have better layouts. So they're going to be a lot better for you in that respect. So for this example, I'm going to show starting with a template. I'm going
Actually,
to,
what's interesting is that we have Tori here that actually uses Duda for her own property management website.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
So I'm going to use a template that we actually repurposed for one of our templates. And that is this real estate agency template. And I'm just going to go straight to start building. We'll give our business a name. This I actually did in ChatGPT. Thank you. I'm blanking on what I used.
Gemini.
Yeah, I've got them all open, but I used ChatGPT to come up with a made up business for us, and also to make us a logo. So I'll show kind of how we did that later on. And so it's building the template out for us. And so here we've basically got a website at this point. Obviously, it's for a business that's not us, but we can come now and we can add our details in here. So we come into business logo, we add.
Hold on one second, AJ. Joel said the volume is a little bit low. I'm just kind of curious for everyone else. Is it low? I'm gonna raise the slider on the mic, but just in the chat, let me know if it's a little bit low for you also. And there we go.
Is that better?
Sound great. Okay, so we raised the volume. It should be better now.
Okay. So I like to use a PNG logo with transparent background. That allows it to go against any background and look clean, as opposed to if you had a white background or a black background and the website ends up being the opposite color. It looks like you just pasted something into it. So when we build websites, we request it in PNG format. I also like to use horizontal logo because it looks better in the headers. So we'll add that in.
Was this logo from ChatGPT?
This one was straight from ChatGPT.
Wow.
Didn't even edit it. We'll see some of the issues that come about from that in a minute, but we'll just drop that in there.
And by the way, you can also use Google Gemini. So if you are on Google, you can also create images on Google. If you're on the Microsoft ecosystem, they have Microsoft or Bing image generator, also free. All these tools are free, and within 10, 20 seconds, you get a logo.
Yeah. So here I'm actually going to connect it. I'm going to right click on the logo that they have here currently, and I'm going to connect it to data. So one of the great things about Duda in particular is that they have connected data all over the website. So if I were to now change that logo in the content collection, oh, nope, not there.
Oh, it stays in sync across the whole website.
It will stay in sync everywhere that you connect it. So if I change this logo after I've connected it, it will change it here.
Cool.
If I change it, we don't have a logo in the.
And that's the same for the header, the footer, the nav menu.
Wherever you've already connected it inside of. So you can do a lot of connected data in these Duda templates, which really helps streamline the process if you end up moving your office. So if you come into the footer here, and instead of coming in here and just changing the text, what I like to do is I will come into the content, go to the CMS, and business info. I'll put our address in here. For this, I'll do 123 Main Street.
And by the way, if you're using any other platform like Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, Webflow, doesn't really matter. They're all pretty similar. So while we're showing you Duda, a lot of these concepts apply everywhere, and you could do it yourself in one click. Now, actually, I have a question for you. So this is a template. If you scroll to the very top, they're already giving you images like the one with the very cute Shiba Inu. So are you allowed to use those images out of the box?
These are all royalty-free images.
Oh, wow.
I know on Duda they actually are connected to Pexels. So if I were to actually click on this image, and go to I believe it was style image, and replace this image. If I want to search for a house, let's say, it's going to give me a bunch of free images.
Wow.
And then they also, if you go far enough down, they also have premium images, and you can pay for an image if you wanted to, but they have tons of free images to choose from. I personally like to tell our customers to use images from their area or of their properties. A lot of these images that are in stock photo libraries, they're all over the web. These three pictures in particular, I see on websites all the time. We use them in our templates, but I see them everywhere when somebody sends me a real estate website. The minute I see that, I think to myself, oh, this person really didn't work on anything. And so I push people to get pictures, even if they are mediocre on your iPhone. Your iPhone is much better than mediocre in this day and age, but even if they feel mediocre, they still look more real, and your customer is going to notice that. So yeah, you can use stock photos. All the images that are in here you can use without changing them, but I would always recommend changing.
Okay. I'm also throwing in the chat right here two websites that AJ just mentioned, Pexels.
Yeah.
There's also unsplash.com.
Correct.
So if you are looking for royalty-free images that you can use on your website, check those out.
So I'm going to jump here for a second. I'm going to actually show the pages that are here. So in this template in particular, they've got a properties page, which you can see here. This is hidden on all breakpoints is what they're called. So desktop, tablet, and mobile, each of those are a different breakpoint. So this one's hidden, but it's also, you can see it's connected to a database that's on the back end here. So
Did you build that, or
this
template?
So this template in particular has that built into it right off the bat.
Wow, for properties, meant for
For
properties.
properties, for real estate agencies is how they built it.
Cool.
And so if you come to collections and you go to the all properties collection, it's got this type, address, title, price button.
Oh, it's a spreadsheet
It's a
basically of
spreadsheet.
all your properties, and these are like a sample list of properties.
Yep. And so if I now go to, I'm going to just switch us to the preview for a second, and we go to for sale.
No way.
It's got all these pages, all these properties, but if we click these, it's going to take us to a dynamic, it's called a dynamic page. It's taking that spreadsheet and turning it into a page.
Wow.
Pictures, amenities, everything is thrown in there. All the way down to
So if you
the
wanted to edit
interested.
this property, what do you do?
So if you want to edit just this property, so I need to see which property this is.
Let's just be
335. So if we come back to that collection and we find
they're all 335.
whoops, that backfired on me. But if
edit it and then publish
yeah,
it.
you come here, and anything you change here, you can also hide them. So this little eyeball, you just click that, and all of a sudden those are no longer showing also. So before we had commercial listings at Doorloop, this was actually how we were managing website commercial listings. Was we were creating a database on the back end for the customer, and then they would be able to either show it or unshow it, or sometimes they just wanted to always have everything up and running at all times.
Can you import, export properties to Excel?
You can import, I believe you can export to CSV. It's not supported yet.
Okay.
Coming soon.
Cool.
But yeah, so this is built out for you. Again, on Duda, it's built out. I'm sure that all the other ones have something similar. But again, this is what we use.
Go back that screen for 1 second. So this is
Yeah,
an important point for people. A lot of people on the call probably are not as technical as us. So when you're looking or hiring someone to build a website for you, you want to ask them, does the website builder you're using, is it WordPress, Duda, Webflow, whatever it is, does it have a CMS collection where you can easily add, remove, edit properties yourself? That's what you're looking for. You don't want to be an advanced web developer. You don't want to be reliant on a developer to add or update listings for you. So this is really simple. You're actually blowing my, I never saw it before. This is actually really simple, and you can just do it yourself. That's the whole benefit. If you're going to have a website, you need to be able to edit it yourself in real time in 5 seconds.
That was actually one of the big selling points for us when we chose Duda as our backend partner, was the ability to ramp up our customers and empower them so that they didn't need us at any given time. So we're here obviously to help them, but I would say most of our customers, they take a template that we gave them and they do crazy things with them with their edit access.
Wow. Cool.
So yeah, so the CMS is all hidden here in this content. And we also have this template, not this template, but Duda has also site text. This is a little bit more advanced, but you can import a file and it will parse that file, and you could then drag and drop text all over the website if you needed to.
But if they wanted to edit the homepage, it's as simple as just clicking on text and changing the text.
Change the text. You can even use the AI assistant. They have an AI assistant. You could say, I want a new title. First time you try and use it, it's going to ask you what you are. So Anchoring Point Living, it's an apartment. It's an apartment building, I think is what I told it to be. And then let's see if I have what was the city it gave me. Whatever.
Anchorage.
Yeah. Anchorage, is it there? I don't think it actually gave us a city, but it's not required anyway. But then it asks you for more context about your business. And so I had it write a description. Here I'm going to just jump to ChatGPT for a second, but I love when I talk to a customer and they need help with this stuff, this type of stuff. I ask them for a company description. This is the exact message I send them. Give me a detailed company description with who you are, why you, who you help, and what makes your service special, essentially. And because at the end of the day, that's what your brand is. What's the secret sauce that makes you better than the building 3 blocks down from you? And so what I'll do is I'll have ChatGPT expand what they give me, or I'll tell them, hey, throw a couple of bullet points into ChatGPT and talk to it. It will give you a description, read it, make sure it looks good. If it doesn't feel like it looks good, it, tell it, hey, can you expand? Can you tweak this? Can you tweak that? And then this will go more into later for David's section, but you can also have it create a voice, tone, and structure document for you based on stuff that you've written previously. So taking blog posts, social media posts, stuff like that, telling it, hey, can you write me a voice, tone, and structure so that you can then create more
Content in my
content.
voice.
Thank you, content.
You know, it's interesting. This is actually a really cool part because Justin on the chat said we just need to differentiate. Every PM website seems to be the same, and it's true because a lot of them are using templates.
Right.
But this is a very important, crucial part where you're telling ChatGPT why you, why should a tenant rent from you? Why should an owner manage their properties with you? Right. So, what is your differentiator? We call it unique selling prop, unique value prop. Right. So, when you feed this information into ChatGPT, it's going to help you give this content out. So at the top of your website and throughout your website, you're explaining why you and not someone else.
Yeah, so I think that I always say that that's super important. You can also then select a preferred tone of voice, conversational, humorous, enthusiastic, informative, professional, witty, authoritative. My personal website I use witty on, but I'll just go with conversational here. And so it's gonna ask you write a title for a page, and then is there anything that you really wanted to talk about? Uh, let's see, what can we say?
Rent title for this page.
Title. So it gives you most of the prompt to write a title for a page about. This is actually
The best apartment buildings in New York. Whatever.
building,
And David, I see your question. We'll get to it soon.
and then we'll generate. And so it's going to say, here's a version. You can tell it that I want it to be shortened, I want it to be lengthened. You can preview it on the canvas, or you can just tell it, use this text, and it just drops it right in.
Cool.
Let's say you wanted to keep that on 2 lines. You can just drag this a little
No
bit,
way. Wow.
and it'll make
Great.
it fit. We can switch between breakpoints, and you'll see it's responsive. Each breakpoint has its own.
By the way, breakpoint means right now he's switching on the top. You'll see desktop, tablet, and mobile. So if you want it to look a certain way or be a bigger font or something like that for mobile, you can customize it how it looks on a phone or a computer.
And so each one you can change separately,
Cool.
and it'll do that. You can edit the design. So these, I'll be honest, if you're going into a template, most of the stuff you don't have to don't have to change, as long as you keep to the kind of the parameters of the template.
And I want to add to that,
Yeah, go ahead.
What I see people do a lot is they have a beautiful template and then they destroy it.
Completely destroy it. I've had it happen here. One thing I will tell you, almost never do is ask ChatGPT to give you code and then inject it into a website.
Yeah.
If you've got a template, stick to that template. It's giving you the best thing you can get. And then you can also, if you wanted to change, let's say you want to change the fonts all throughout the website. These are connected fonts. So
Cool.
you can change the H1, H2. So heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, 5, and 6. You can just change it here and it will change it everywhere.
Cool.
So that's a really nifty connected data. Colors, let's say you want to use different colors, you can change those connected colors. So white turns into, let's say, red.
What if someone wants to add a new page? Can they do that with the template?
So
Like
yes,
about oh, there already isn't about us.
there isn't about us,
Okay.
but one of the cool things that Duda gives you is you can do page recommendations.
Wow.
So it will generate some recommendations based on your business description. That's why adding that AI business description is really important in the first step. And also giving it as much information as possible. I love a good neighborhood guide. Neighborhood guides are always great. Maintenance requests, you would probably have to build that out a little bit more. AI is going to give you something, but it's going to take a little bit of work to make those a little bit better. Same thing with the rental application, probably. But let's see what it gives us. We can build a page right now.
No way.
Yeah, building your page layout.
That's
So it's
amazing.
creating a layout. It's pulling the data on the template that you already have, and it's saying, okay, this is what we probably should put on a neighborhood guide. Also using your description and
No way. Wow. Oh man, this isn't fair. Oh,
upcoming
wow.
community events, why choose anchor point.
Let's say I want to delete upcoming community events. I just click and delete. Click, delete.
Delete.
Okay, too
Yep.
easy.
You can
That's
move
too
it up
easy.
and down. You can regenerate it if you wanted to.
Wow.
You can edit the section prompt. This is getting a little bit more in depth, but you can change, like the events could be community events, but then you can change how you want it to generate that. And then once you've got it kind of dialed in, you just say add page to site. And you can add and create another or add and
Too
go to
easy.
the editor.
Too easy.
And so now we have a page for neighborhood guide.
Wow.
Um,
Let me ask you, everyone
yeah,
here has been asking, we need more leads from our site. So
yes.
if they submit their information on the contact us page, it just automatically goes to the email you set up on file?
So on this contact page, straight out of the box, I believe it's just going to drop it into the back end overview. I think you have to tell it what email, because we input an email in here
Oh, okay.
technically. But if you go to manage form and go to submissions, you can give it an email target. You can have it send to multiple places, give it a
Okay.
subject line.
Cool.
And then there's also, I believe you can have it, yep, thank you message.
How about live chat?
Oh, now you're asking for a lot. So live chat, there are options.
Okay.
So there are lots of options. There's companies that you can integrate. Duda has an app store, and Common Ninja, who
Oh,
I love. I use Common Ninja's AI chatbot on my side businesses, my marketing website. And you can install that Common Ninja chatbot. They have the plans here. Duda would charge you through
yep.
their payment platform, but for free you get 300 monthly page views, 3 knowledge sources, and 50 chatbot messages per month.
And it's all automated AI chat. But what if you wanted to respond? Can you do that with this or not?
I'm not sure. That's that's a good question. I don't have an answer on that. I know that there are others that have that robust ability to go in and change it. Those would usually be ones that are integrated from outside in.
Okay.
Um,
This is probably one of the
yeah,
biggest things I will share on this call for those looking to generate leads from their website, which I think everyone probably
everyone.
is have a chatbot on your site, either an AI chatbot, which by the way, DoorLoop has, but we have sort of a hybrid. We have AI, but we also have humans. If you have the ability to reply within 30 seconds to a message on your site, then I would recommend having a human chatbot that goes to your phone or your computer so you or your team can respond right away. And if not, AI chatbot works great. And I'll tell you why. So you have 100 people coming to your site, maybe only 5 will submit a contact form or schedule a showing, right? But what happens to the other 95 of them? What are they looking for? What questions do they have? Why didn't they contact us? With a chatbot, they're more likely to engage with a chatbot and get their questions answered. And you could also see what they're asking. So if everyone's asking, hey, what's the price of this unit? You should maybe add the price to the website as an example. And then you could train it and feed it. So one of the best things I think is when someone comes to your site, you know who's coming. It's either a tenant or let's say an owner, and you say, hey, what are you looking for today? And you can give them options. I'm looking to rent an apartment in New York City. Great. Do you want to see our listings page? Yes. Great. Do you want to schedule a showing? Yes. Great. Here's a link to schedule a showing. So you're sort of building these workflows and guiding the user along to solve whatever pain point or problem they came to your website for.
So to answer, I think Tori,
Yeah.
that's what I say. For what David's saying, I haven't tested it, but Chatway, the Chatway live chat app looks like it has the ability to do exactly that. It might be integrating with Facebook Messenger for that live human in the loop component, but it's shared inbox, multiple channels, manage all your chats. So, and this is built right into Duda's platform. They have a handful of chat apps. It looks like. I've only personally used the Common Ninja one.
Great.
But yeah, you could go through all of these and check them out. And most of them seem to have free plans, so you can test out and see which one you like. Put it on your website, publish, and then go to the website from another computer, from your phone, and test it out. Make sure it works before you settle on any of them.
And I'll give you one more insider tip from DoorLoop that you can apply to this also for generating more leads. Everyone that comes to your site is going to be different. Some want to chat with a real person. Some want to chat with an AI bot. Some want to watch a video. Some want to pick up the phone and call. So you don't have it here, but on your website, maybe include your phone number. So you want to give people many different ways to get their questions answered depending on what they want to do.
Yeah.
I have one question here from Stefan. Great question. I was going to ask also, does Duda have analytics?
Yes. This is a website that doesn't have anything on it, but if you go to the site dashboard, it does have analytics built in, and then you can also integrate Google Analytics with one
cool.
click. So inside of the set SEO and settings, Google tools, you can add Google Analytics.
So easy.
And then to the SEO conversation, Duda has amazing SEO ability using the AI. So we can come in here and we can generate meta tags.
Stop it.
Just using the AI.
It's not fair. That's great. So Stefan's question, yeah, so it has analytics and it will show you the number of visitors and page views you're getting to every page in your site, every property in your site, every building, everything on your site. Yeah. And Joseph asked, can I create a QR code for each property? Yeah. And then that's pretty much just an image, right? So you can go, you probably can't create QR codes in Duda.
Not in Duda, no.
But if you just go to Google and type in Adobe QR code generator, it's right here. There you go. First result. And it's if you go into it, it is free.
Yeah.
And just type in your URL and it will generate a QR code for you. And you save that image and then just add it to the building page on your website. So you can just download
my website
and add that image to each, right? Like CMS collection page for every property on your website as an example.
You can also make it look slightly different if you wanted to.
Yeah. I know we're jumping into questions already, but this is great. Stefan asked, does DoorLoop plan to be multilingual in the future? Maybe you can clarify that, because right now, internally at least, we have half our team is in Miami, especially speak Spanish. So if you're looking for like Spanish support or Spanish help, we have that. Also, a lot of tenants speak Spanish, especially in Miami. So we have in our tenant portal, they can customize and translate everything into Spanish as well. The cool thing, by the way, about AI chatbots, if you're gonna, not French yet, but what I recommend, if you have people in different languages, they can always translate the website in their browser to any language they want. And that's what they're probably doing right now. Now, the cool thing about AI chatbots that we have, and also you can have on Duda, is if someone comes to your website and starts talking to the chatbot in Spanish or French, the chatbot will reply in their language. So that's the whole cool thing about AI.
As I understand, our tenant AI also does the exact same thing. So yeah, you could do the exact same thing in DoorLoop technically in the tenant portal. What else did we have?
All right, let's see what other questions we got.
Yeah,
that's great. Yes,
I've gone over most of the design portion of this already. So
let's get how to build a website, template, use AI, add pages,
click publish,
contact, publish. I mean, super simple. If someone wants their own domain name, david.com.
So I'm a big fan of Squarespace domains. They bought Google domains, and so if we wanted to find david.com, which I know isn't available, but anyway, unavailable. But it'll also give you some other ideas that are very similar, and it'll tell you what's available, and then you just buy it. And depending on who you're using for your hosting, so Duda, Wix, Websites, all those, each one will have a different method of connecting the domain to the website once you publish. So that's always going to be the last step of the process when you publish. So you'll buy it, secure it, And then once you publish it, your hosting platform will tell you kind of how do I connect it. Support at almost every one of these places is really good at helping with that. We have people who use GoDaddy who come here. If you reach out to GoDaddy support and tell them, hey, these are the record, like this is what my hosting platform told me to do, they'll usually help you set that up.
Oh yes, what about changing hosting platforms?
Most of these CMSs, it is very hard to go elsewhere. Their websites are not truly portable. The only one that really is WordPress, and it's not even managed WordPress. It's the like
Yep,
hard to use WordPress that's
yep,
coded.
yep.
If you're using WordPress.com, if you're using Wix, Webflow, Squarespace, you're kind of locked into their ecosystem, or you can rebuild the website elsewhere at that point.
Yeah. The hardest part about building the website, in my opinion, is always the first website you build because you have to come up with the text and the pages and the images. Once you have an existing website already, it's much faster to build a second
Yeah.
website, an update or revision, because that's the hardest part, in my opinion. Now, let's switch topics to the SEO part now. So let's go back into Duda's SEO because that
Yeah.
was, I didn't realize they had all this. This is
Yeah.
great. So, traditionally when you talk about SEO, first off, to give a primer and intro, what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization, and pretty much you're optimizing your website for the search engines, which is Google, Microsoft, etc. Today, you have what's also called GEO, generative engine optimization, which is more like the AI LLMs like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Bing, Copilot, all those sort of stuff. So really, SEO, all this sort of stuff is now the same thing for AI as well. The basics of it is that your website title and the header description, the H1, the big text in your page, and all the keywords in the page have to match what your product or service is offering, right? So if you're looking for managing apartments for other landlords in New York, maybe you would say property management company in New York for apartment owners, right? So that could be your keyword title. Now, the cool thing here that I didn't realize is it can do all this for you in one click. So I won't get into too much detail because it's probably going to do a decent job already at that for you. So that's like the basics that everyone should be doing. Just keep that in mind. What is your number one keyword you want people to search for in Google to find you? And whatever that term is, put that all over your website. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say, I actually want you to pull up a website that we had up here that I just found. So I just Googled property management company Miami, and this was one of the first few that came up. Now, as you're going to notice, look at the title, Miami Property Management, right? So that's what I search for, and that's what's the top biggest text on their website. That's their main keyword, right? Now, if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see they also service, right, Aventura, Sunny Isles, all these different cities in Miami, and they have a page for every single city that they service. So if I search for property management company in Aventura, for example, they have their own page just for that city. So the cool thing about using Duda or any other website platform is once you build a template page for a city, let's just say with AI, add me a page per city, you can just clone it for every single city. And all of a sudden you have 10 or 15 different landing pages, we call them, for each city. So that's probably my first biggest recommendation. Well, after the chatbots and stuff, my fourth recommendation for getting more leads to your site, you want to have at least 5 or 10 pages on your site per city that you service. Okay. And it's easy to do it now when you just clone it. So that's one.
Well, Dudo, you could even use the content collection tool.
Oh, yeah.
Create a dynamic page and then just have the spreadsheet
Cool.
populate that page for you.
So it's all about content.
Yeah.
The more pages, the more content you have on your website, the more Google will find you for different search terms. The more people searching ChatGPT for what's the best property manager in Miami, they're going to find you. So that's just pages for cities. Now, pay attention to the site. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Look how many different pages they have on their website, right? So if you're looking for multifamily property management, residential, commercial, whatever, ROI calculators, owner resources, tenant resources. This is when actually people come to your website and they're saying, oh, I'm a tenant. I have questions. Or look how many pages we have for you, Mr. Tenant or Mrs. Tenant, right? So you have pages for everyone on your site. And these are for agents, referrals. So like they do a really good job, in my opinion, with all these different pages. Now, that's pages. And the cool thing is you could generate all these pages now in one click with AI, which is mind blowing.
Crazy.
The second tip is having a blog. Now, historically, the problem with having a blog is it takes a long time to write blog post content, and you do it, you don't know if it's working, but today with AI, you can go to ChatGPT or possibly Duda, and they can just auto-generate blog posts for you. So this is a realm where I think they're also doing a pretty good job here, this website, because, right, look at the keywords. How to manage a multifamily rental property in Miami, right? It's very specific to their city. Why you should hire a professional property manager, it'd probably be better if it said in Miami, because you don't want generic content or blog posts that could apply to anyone in the world or the US. You want it specific to your exact niche market, we call it, or region or city that you service, right? So these are all good examples when it says Florida, Miami, stuff like that. Fort Lauderdale, another city, right? These are all good examples of blog posts. So
This goes to the conversation I was saying before, where you can create your voice, tone, and structure in ChatGPT,
yep,
and that'll basically give you your beginning prompt. So that way, every time you're generating content, it sounds the same. You don't want it to sound different each time. You really want it to sound like it's coming from one person. Also, it will force the AI to kind of be a little different than what David wrote. Like David could say, write me a blog post about branding. AJ could write me a blog post about branding, and they are completely different articles because AJ has like crazy voice tone structure, content guardrails, um,
yep,
all that stuff. And David
yep,
either does or his are completely different than mine.
yep.
So that's really important when you're using AI. I saw a question about the background, right?
Yes. One last thing
Yeah,
before we
okay.
get into these. So, if this is a little bit overwhelming or over your head, one of the questions we got by email actually
Okay.
was from Nicole, and she was asking, where can I find affordable help? In all caps, affordable is very important to hire someone to build and rank my website in the search engines. So, we are sort of showing you how to do it. It's a bit of an intro, but if you think this just isn't for me, I want to hire someone. So there's a website that I personally love, and that is upwork.com. If you're not familiar with it, I will post a link in the chat. One of my favorite sites ever, where here I just threw it in the chat. Oh, oh no, it's not copying for some reason. AJ will throw it in the chat. So upwork.com is a website where you could find any freelancer in the world, and you could say, hey, I want to find someone to help me with SEO. They have hundreds of thousands of people, probably, that's not an exaggeration, that can help you with SEO. And you post a job saying, I'm looking for help. And then you're going to get a lot of proposals. You interview some people and you hire them through the platform. And you only pay them when you're happy. So Upwork is what I use for many things in my life. You can have graphic designers, people can build a website for you, they can edit the website for you, they can pretty much almost do anything. There's virtual assistants, there's probably millions of people in the world on this website just looking to do any service for you. So that's what I recommend. AJ, thanks for that.
Yeah, definitely. So to change, so the question was, could you please show how to change the background photo for, okay, so I believe you're talking about this image here. And you're gonna go to design and then under style, it's the image. And then you just click on the actual image or you click replace and you find a picture that you want to use. I could change it to that one if I wanted to. Now some pictures are going to be done differently. This is a video. I'm trying to find it. So like this is just a straight picture. And so here you're going to actually click manage image and it will be changeable there.
Awesome.
So it depends on where the image is, if it's a background versus just an image in the space.
And Olia asks, how can you tell if their costs are reasonable? I'm assuming for Upwork. So pretty much you're going to get comparisons, right? So you don't really know what the market price is for whatever service you're offering. Let's say it's someone to write blog posts for you. So when you put up and post a job on Upwork saying, I need someone to write blog posts for my property management website, you're going to get proposals, right? Someone will say, I'll do it for $20 a blog post. Someone will say $200 a blog post. So You'll sort of want to vet them, look at their profile. Do they have a good success rate? But you're going to see the majority will fall into a certain range. And you're going to say, okay, the range is $20 to $200, but majority are around $40. That's probably the average price. And like everything in life, you could pay less or you could pay more and get higher quality. So it's up to you to decide what you want to go for. But that's normally what I do.
They have reviews on Upwork
And they have
also.
reviews also. Yeah.
I personally like to look at, and this is on Amazon because I haven't used Upwork myself, but I like to look at the 1-star reviews usually
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
what did somebody who couldn't stand that person or that product, what is it that they didn't like, and then I'll read the other reviews after reading that to kind of just get an idea, but that's how I usually filter the reviews.
Awesome. So AJ, you had a copywriting kit you wanted me to share with everyone. So
Yeah, I share this with our customers when we send them the preview. I think I got
I think
out of
that's
it.
that right here.
Oh, perfect.
So I just threw it in the chat for you guys, and AJ's gonna pull it up on the screen and sort of walk you through it. And it's what we share with everyone when we help build their websites for them. Free little resource.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go. And so it goes as I mentioned before, voice and tone guidelines are really important. In this case, we're assuming that you're just going to write them, but you could always expand them using AI, or you can, if you have stuff already, you can have AI do the work for you and say, hey, this is your voice, tone, and structure effectively. Phrase bank for trust building, trusted by property owners across X city, backed by real results, stuff like that. And then page by page prompts with examples. So like on the home page, the goal is clearly communicate what you do, who you serve, and get visitors to take action. Here's your structure of how you would want the page to be broken down: residential, commercial, HOA, and then some plug and play prompts. And this goes down
Great.
through every page that you would have.
Cool.
Contact, and then some one-liners for social SEO snippets, some quick templates, and then how to write copy.
Awesome. So a lot of you here most likely, maybe, hopefully, use a property management software for your rentals. So you want to ask them first, hey, do you have a website service? Like, can I have a website through you? Can you link it to my tenant portal? Can you link my vacancies and listings on your website? And do you charge for it? Is it free? What do you offer? Do you do SEO? Stuff like that. So that's the first thing I would recommend. Ask your management company, property management software company, if they offer it. And here at Doorloop, we are a property management software. If you haven't heard about us, you can go to doorloop.com and check it out. And AJ deals with this. So when you join our software, we also have AJ actually, who is going to build you your own website with Duda and help you out in that process. So AJ, tell us about that process.
Yeah, so we work with templates. We have, as of right now, I think we have 11 templates that we work with, and kind of the process, the broad strokes process is you come in, depending on what level you're at, we have pricing for the websites, and if you request a website, we send you a welcome email. It's going to have a form that you fill out with basic information, property, business name, business address, business phone, business email, and your logo. I don't know why I always forget logo. And we're going to build out what we call a first pass for that website, and you'll get a preview with that information in it. Is that what you're looking for?
So on our website, you can go to .com, and then you'll see on the top we have features, and one of our features that we offer is custom websites. So you get a design website through AJ.
Personalized website.
Personalized website. And you have some FAQs here if you're interested in any of the questions that we have. And anything else?
Yeah, that's really it. Are there any other questions that you guys have?
Yep. So we'll open it up right now for
I'll stop
questions.
sharing.
And one more thing before we wrap up with the questions is AAOA asks us, hey guys, we always like to give our members some discount or benefits so you could thank them. And so we did come up with one just for you, and we got approval for the next 2 weeks until November 14th. Everyone will be able to get 30% off their first 3 months of Doorloop until November 14th. And we will give you a special link right here in the chat. So if you're interested in learning more, scheduling a demo, about anything about that we offer, feel free to take a look at that link. We'll be more than happy to help. And oh, thank you. We got the poll right now. If you would like more information on Doorloop, it looks like I got cut off, but Doorloop's property management software. If you say yes, we will get back to you and follow up with you afterwards. Cool. Thanks for that. And there's going to be a survey at the end also with the same question. So hey, good to see you again, Alex. Thanks for helping.
You all did such a great job. And I see here a couple people already wanting to share it. So, yes, we'll send you the recording tomorrow. You can share it with anyone you'd like. This is really useful, I think, information. So, we love it when any of our members share. So, let's get into some questions. I mean, you all have answered quite a few that were in the chat. I see some more came in. Sam are asking for the recording. Yes, we're sending that tomorrow. Byron said, do you still have a domain fee if or when using Duda?
So Duda, so the way Duda works, I believe they provide, if you buy through a domain through them, they provide you 1 year free, but don't quote me on that. But yes, there's still going to be a domain fee through any of these guys.
Right.
Some of them provide the domain as part of the service. That's always something to look for.
It's only $10 a year.
20.
$20 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
And always with their kids.
Olia asked, if I already have a domain, can that be transferred to another hosting service? Yes. Once you have a domain, you can say, I want to use it for this website or that website. You can move it however you want. You own that domain.
Okay, that's
I
great.
have 8 questions here that I saved. So David asked,
Oh, I might have
I
lost
think we
here
lost AJ,
the.
but I'm still here, luckily.
The recording will be
Hi.
on red.
Oh. All right, guys, we're figuring out the tech issue here. Give us just a moment. Thank you for being patient.
We should be back on.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, that wasn't too bad.
What happened there? So the question was, repeat the question for me one more time. Sorry.
Difference between Duda, Wix, and Squarespace.
Oh God.
I can answer that.
Yeah, you do it because last time I looked was about 3 years ago.
They're
So
all
things have changed.
They're all very similar, right?
Yeah.
So it's just sort of a matter of preference, in my opinion, that you go to all of them, you look at their templates, you see which one you like. Maybe price is a factor, maybe $10 a month is too much, maybe you want something cheaper. So they're all very similar. I've tried them all, I've used them all. We personally use Webflow at Doorloop, a little bit more advanced, but
For Doorloop's website.
Doorloop's website, I didn't realize Duda can do all of what you just showed me. So I would probably guide people to Duda, but I haven't seen what everyone else offers today.
So what I'll say, the one thing about Duda is, one, they're really on the cutting edge of using AI in their platform, but they are also on the cutting edge of using AI the right way. Not just throwing things together, but really human in the loop AI. I actually just did a webinar for them last week about this, and I'm a firm proponent of always having a human in the loop, and they make it really easy to have that.
All right, so we got 2 more questions. Sarah said, where to host domain is better. So it doesn't really matter, GoDaddy or
Squarespace domains.
Squarespace, I like a lot also.
They bought Google domains, so their prices are probably one of the best in my opinion.
I would probably tell you GoDaddy or Squarespace. You'll be fine. I've been using Squarespace a lot, actually. It's really easy. And Charlie said, do you have an opinion about Host Papa? So I'm looking at their website. This is what I want to use the word hate. It's a strong word about having a website host and using WordPress. I used to be a master in WordPress. I used to love WordPress. And the problem is it's just very complicated. You need a server, you need a host like Host Papa or Liquid Web or Bluehost or HostGator. There's so many. And it just adds so many layers of complications. FTP servers, cPanel.
So one thing I always say when people ask me about WordPress in particular is that I used to use WordPress for my personal website, and I stopped using it because there was a period where I didn't have time to update stuff.
And security.
A year in, all of a sudden the website looked completely different than what I had put in.
Yeah.
Duda, we have websites that the customers haven't changed anything in 2 years.
Yeah.
Looks the exact same as when we shipped it. And that's important when you have people going to your website. Your website is sometimes the first line for your brand. and you don't want things to look broken on that on that first line. So I would say if you can try and stick to a CMS. I don't want to say stay away from WordPress, but
Yeah,
look at others.
I will stay away from WordPress, which is why we don't
Right.
use it at Doorloop. So Wix, Squarespace, Duda, Webflow, any of those options, you will not have to deal with all that mess of website
Yeah.
hosting. Next, that was a great question. Next question comes from Byron. My website is through the CRM I use. I'm not sure which CRM that is. There are tools to make it better, but a challenge to update. Yeah, it has to be easy to update. Otherwise, that's not
Sometimes
good.
it's not worth going through your CRM if it's not easy to keep updated, in my opinion.
Yep. David, that's a great question. If you have a theatrical with music, I'm assuming a video. If you have a video with music, does that slow down the views, including mobile views? Yes. So the more images you add to your site, the more videos you add, it will slow it down. And the slower it gets, we know that the lower the conversion rates are, meaning people will try to load and they'll say, this is too slow. And what's it's called a bounce. They bounce and they bounce back to Google and they leave your website, and you don't want that to happen. So keep that in mind. And one thing you probably see is whenever you're adding images to your site, you don't want to add a humongous 10 megabyte image. You want to always compress the images.
Duda
So
does that for you, actually.
of course they do, obviously. But I will send you, if you're on a different platform,
Yes.
I will send you in the chat a link that we use here, and it can help you compress your images before you upload them to your website. That's very
Nice.
important. Next question. Richard asked earlier, what about the website capability of a CRM like Go High Level?
Um,
I'm not too familiar.
I'm
I know
familiar with Go High Level. I haven't used it. I don't know how their websites are. From what I understood, they were more like landing pages, not websites per se, but I could be completely mistaken.
I'm not sure either. It's probably similar to like building a website with HubSpot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing about Go High Level and HubSpot and stuff like that, where you build your website with that platform, is that everything's integrated. It's all in one. It's a CRM software. It can capture leads. Whenever you get a new lead, it can automatically do email campaigns. They probably have chatbots built in. It's more of like a sales and marketing tool all in one. So if you're in Go High Level and you love it and they offer a nice website feature or template that is comparable to what you're seeing here, yeah, for sure, all day I would do that. It's just going to make things easier. You want as less systems that have to connect and talk to each other that will break eventually over time. So if
Yep.
you can have everything in one system, door loop, then it's always easier. Shameless plug, of course. So Byron said, I am scared of AI for now. Well, Byron, it is not Terminator. Skynet is not coming for us just yet. And the thing is, I was at a trade show last week and people said that they're going to sit on the sidelines and watch what happens with AI before getting into it. I would say that's incorrect because AI has been here for years. It's here to stay. It's here for the future. This is it. This is our future without a doubt. And AI is not scary because it's just ChatGPT and Gemini or whatever helping you improve website copy. Like, who cares if they know that my website's about property management? Obviously, Google knows because you're putting it online. So if you are afraid in any way, don't share confidential, sensitive information with them, right? Don't upload your tax returns and say, analyze this for me, as an example. I did that, by the
I
way.
was gonna say it's not that
I've done
bad.
it. Another actually pro tip if you're using. Oh, we lost AJ, but we're still here, but we lost AJ.
Recording in progress.
Hold on. We're back. Something's happening. I don't know why with Zoom. But there is a setting where it cannot train the model based on your data that you feed it. Okay. So that's very important. Someone calling us.
Yeah. Sorry.
Mute for a second there.
That's supposed to be sure.
One second. We're getting calls. So all right, let's see what else we got here. April, if we hire you to build a website. So first thing, you're not necessarily hiring Doorloop. We don't build websites per se. It's not really what we do. We are a property management software. And as part of our offering, we offer a website with Duda as an example. where you can link all your properties to it. And you can also link your tenant portal to it, meaning you will have tenants coming to your website that want to log into your tenant portal and pay rent. So we'll add a button on the top of your website to log into my tenant portal where they can go in and pay the rent, submit maintenance requests, and also an owner portal as well. Anything else
Yeah.
that I forgot?
No,
Property, so you can list your
listings is there?
listings.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay,
We don't
cool.
really, the answer to that question is we don't really do websites for external
Right.
customers.
Exactly. Okay, I think it's time. Maybe if there's one last question, let us know, but I think we are at time. So if there's any other questions, let us know. I'm also
Yeah, we do have a few questions in the Q&A, but
well,
I think
I'm
my
excited.
microphone might have changed here. Oh no, it got back. Okay, we're good. I'm glad that worked. Couple of questions here. So Sammer, is your software door loop geared towards residential or towards HOA or commercial?
Great question. So we offer everything. If you do manage a multi-mixed portfolio, we can support you. Our bread and butter is residential. So if you're residential apartments, that's our bread and butter. But we have many customers that also use us for commercial and also use it for HOA. And full transparency, if you only have HOAs, there might be a better solution out there for you. But if you have HOA and residential and commercial, then we could be a good fit for sure.
Yeah, that'll be most people here on the call. Byron also asked, he has another business in the personal defense realm. Can Duda be used to build a website for that business?
Yes. So outside of Doorloop, I build websites for customers who have
Nice.
bake shops, tax accounting, almost anything can probably be made. It usually would be look for a template that you like or a person who can build a website, and it'll be a conversation at that point.
And that's actually great because whenever I used to build websites, let's just say for a personal defense company, I would probably have Duda, Wix, Squarespace, Webflow, all these open, and I would look at all of their templates and I would search for a personal defense security company template as an example. And if I was like, wow, that's the template, that's my website, I didn't care really what platform it was. I'd be like, okay, that's my website. I'm going to go with Duda because they offer it as an example. So look for templates across all of them.
That's good advice.
I can help you.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna drop our emails in the chat right now.
Please
So
do. We'll throw your emails in the follow-up email too. As well as I like that copyright guide. I'm going to put that in the follow-up email too, if y'all don't mind.
yeah,
Of course, the recording and the offer that you all have for our members today, which is exciting. A couple other questions that came in, although you might have answered these came in earlier. Clark is asking if there's a monthly service charge on these websites, and if so, what is it? Or if it's like an annual charge.
So on Duda, they charge monthly or annually. Depends on which way you want to go. Annually is always going to be cheaper. Same thing with Doorloop. Same thing with Squarespace, Wix, Webflow. All of them have either a monthly or a yearly, and 99.9% of the time, yearly is going to save you somewhere in the realm of 2 months.
yeah, 20%, something like that. Yep. There are free options out there, by the way. So I know Wix, as an example, has a free version, but it says like website built by Wix. I hate that because I think it looks very cheap. But a lot of them do offer like free websites or free trials to sort of get your feet wet and figure it out. And then if you want more advanced features, you upgrade, and it's normally 10 to 20 bucks a month. It's nothing crazy. And that's pretty much hosting. So if you're on WordPress, you have to normally pay 20 to 50 a month just to host the website. So that's already included for you, which is great.
Amazing. Okay. Well, Haley also asked if background photo can be changed. I think you guys all went through all of those customizations. So yes, absolutely. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that a lot of the work is done with the templates, but then you can also customize them. So hopefully this all gives you a lot of guidance for starting your next website, hopefully with Doorloop included. I think that's a really beautiful integration that you all have where, like you said, it's coming through the website, it's going to the software, and it all works together and you can see that all in one place. So really exciting stuff. I hope y'all will check out Doorloop and use some of this information, share the recording. Again, we'll send you the whole thing tomorrow. So check your email. And again, David and AJ, thank you so much for coming on and talking to our group and showing us all I feel like I'm even more updated. To be honest, I haven't built a website in quite a while, and I'm just realizing how much harder it was when I did it.
I'm blown away right now. I didn't even know what he was going to
I
show.
know. It's
Crazy.
incredible.
I will add, I think there was 2 of you in the chat that threw your
Mm.
websites for us to review live. We don't have time, but please, you have my email and AJ's email us, and we will send you a Loom video reviewing your website and seeing how we can help you out.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. Maybe we'll do that on another webinar in the future.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Like a
Live review.
website review, live review. That's
A website
fun.
roast.
Yeah.
No, we
Rest
never-
website roast.
Well, thanks again, everyone. And thank you, Alexandra, as always, for hosting. You're great. Thank you so much.
Of course. All right. Well, we'll see you all again soon. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye.